7 hidden secrets and pro tips about Gyeon products that you guys need to know. So what's up? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. Very fun and different type of video today because we're doing a deeper dive into the Gyeon range of products. At this point, I don't think Gyeon needs any introduction. I refer to them often as one of the top tier car care products brands in the world. They're from South Korea and they're widely known for their amazing paint coatings, but know that they also have pretty much everything you need for both the interior and exterior of your vehicle. So what I'm doing today is I'm sharing some tips that come directly from the horse's mouth, and he's Yves Helen. So he's the brand ambassador for Gyeon. You've probably seen him on the Gyeon official YouTube channel. I met with Yves a few times at different car shows around the world, and we always have a blast when we meet each other. We have some fun and deep conversations about life, but also about detailing in general. He's a professional detailer, and he knows more about detailing than I'll probably learn in all my life. So yeah, a big shout out to him, by the way, great person. And so what I like to do sometimes when I meet with these brands or their ambassadors or their chemists or whoever is from the brand, I like to challenge them and say, listen, you know, I test a lot of products from different brands. I absolutely love to do that. We typically follow the instructions and we use the product for what it was intended to be used, right? But I challenge them to come up with different techniques or tricks or off-label uses that we might not know with a few of the products in their lineup. And I tell them, surprise me, come up with something that I can share with my audience, regardless if you're a car detailing professional, a weekend warrior, a detailing enthusiast, it doesn't matter. You're gonna see these tips can be for everyone. So there might be a product in here that you have in your detailing arsenal that you've used according to instructions and you didn't even know about these tips. So it's gonna be maybe a versatile way to use them. You're gonna have some alternate techniques and methods. Who knows, it's going to be a lot of fun. Quick disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video. I'm just sharing my thoughts, my opinions, and the interesting conversations that I had with Yves over time. So let's get started right away. There's going to be 7 of these tips. And by the way, don't worry, I'm going to leave all the links to the products, tools, and equipment in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So the first product we're going to be talking about is Gyeon CanCoat EVO. So this here is the latest version of Gyeon CanCoat. This is their sprayable SiO2 coating. So the original version of CanCoat typically had a durability of 4 to 6 months. And what they did with the EVO line is they bumped everything up to a level 11 on the dial. Mainly the durability on this one, we're now talking about 10 to 12 months of real world durability. And I can attest to that because I've been testing this for a while and I always get those 10 to 12 months. Now, what is the special things that we need to know about it? Well, for this one in particular, it's the tremendous value. I think a lot of people underestimate just how much value you're getting out of this. So if we have a look in the back here, it's 6.76 fluid ounces or 200 milliliters. So when you're using this, you can apply this, by the way, on paint, on glass, on wheels, on lights, on plastics, pretty much all the exterior surfaces. They don't necessarily recommend this on the windshield because they have stuff for the glass in the front windshield, that is perhaps better suited to that. More on that in this video. But yeah, you can pretty much apply this on all exterior surfaces. And where the value comes is the price per application. So if you're going to apply this on pretty much all the exterior surfaces, you can easily coat 5 to 6 vehicles, meaning average size cars. You can do, again, the paint, the wheels, the glass, the plastics, the lights, all the exterior surfaces with this. And if you're only doing a paint protection, so if you're only applying this on paint, you can easily stretch this out to 10 to 15 average size cars. So at the moment of this recording, if we have a look at the price in the US, this goes around 65 USD. So that means for the 10 to 15 application, it only comes down to like $4 to $7 per application. Think about that, especially if you're a professional detailer out there. Not everyone has the money for a full-blown ceramic coating that comes in those glass vials, right? That will last for many, many years. Sometimes people just want something that will last anywhere from 6 to 12 months. So what you could do is to have a service or a package that you offer 6 months of protection. So that way you're also over-delivering, right? You're under-promising by only giving it 6 months because this can go double that amount. But you're over-delivering because obviously it's going to last a lot longer than those 6 months. It allows you to be super profitable incredible. And yeah, the application couldn't be any easier. I have a full tutorial on how to apply CanCoat at home, but you can do the same thing in your shop if you're a professional. So note that it's the same application method for the EVO, except for this, they improved the curing time to only 12 hours. So once you're done, 12 hours, no exposure to water or rain, and then you can drive off in the elements. So they cut down on the curing on this, but it is so easy. You're basically, you take your microfiber towel, of course you're gonna fold it, you're gonna spray inside the towel and away from the vehicle. So do not use outside if you're having very, very strong winds, don't do that. So be very careful and diligent, but you're basically spraying this on the towel, you're wiping, you're buffing, and that is it. It is so simple. So yeah, don't sleep on this product, guys. Not only does it have good hydrophobics, good gloss, good slickness, all the attributes, because this is a coating in spray form, but the value, this is what the crazy thing is about this one. Tremendous value. Again, 10 to 15 vehicles that you can do if you're just coating the paint, 5 to 6 vehicles if you're looking to coat everything, glass, paint, plastics, wheels, lights, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, tremendous bang for buck. Let me know, by the way, if you've tested any of these products and if you have your own tips and tricks you want to share, you can always drop a comment in the comment section. I always like to read you guys. Next up. So another product that I really enjoyed Eve sharing something different about it. So this is Gyeon Bathe Plus. So what is the plus in this instance, right? Because they have the regular Gyeon Bathe. So that's their pH neutral car shampoo. No gloss boosters, no additives, no protection. That's just a pure shampoo. The Bathe Plus, this is an SiO2 infused shampoo. So it's going to give you a bit of added protection. You can use this to maintain your ceramic coatings, but you can also use to wash vehicles that just have regular waxes and paint sealants. This you can still use on there. So it has their pH neutral Bathe shampoo as a base formula, and they added SiO2 in there. So it's still considered neutral. The pH level is roughly around 6. And when you're applying this by hand, when you're washing your car, you can expect anywhere from 3, 4 to 8 weeks, depending on your conditions and weather and application and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can get between 1 and 2 months. Now, the cool trick that Eve shared is that you can use this in a foam cannon. Oh, and they don't state that on the bottle, so that's the kind of cool thing I like, because the only thing they say is super slick wash with strong and long-lasting hydrophobicity, and the dilution that you typically use in your wash bucket, because this is made for the contact wash. But in your foam cannon, I like the way he described it, because he said you're going to have in the bottom of your container 1 finger of Bathe Plus, and you're going to have 4 fingers of water. So we can assume that's roughly a 1 to 4 dilution ratio. So 1 part of this to 4 parts of water. So in your foam cannon, for example, if you're having, let's say, 4 ounces of this product and you're adding 16 ounces of water, that's a 20 ounces total solution. So that's your 1 to 4 dilution ratio, or however amount you want to dilute in your foam cannon. But you're going to spray this on the surface. You're going to let it dwell just a bit. And then the cool thing about this is you're going to rinse from bottom to top. So you're not going to let this dwell eternally, right? You're going to let it dwell for roughly 15 seconds to 30 seconds, not more than that, and then rinse from bottom to top. This is going to help the product reactivate and adhere to the surface as it's also running back down. And there you go. That's going to have given that light hydrophobic touch. So you could technically, well, of course, obviously you're going to have to wash your vehicle beforehand, fully rinse it. But then if you want a quick protection and you want to do something quick, they also have Wet Coat in their lineup, a spray and rinse. But you can also have Gyeon Bathe Plus. So again, 1 to 4 dilution ratio in your foam cannon, foam it on your vehicle, let it dwell 15 to 30 seconds. Don't let this dry on the surface, and don't work in direct sunlight, by the way. And then rinse from bottom to top. Boom, you're good to go. And you're going to have that hydrophobic protection. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So you're going to have, by the way, it's safe on all exterior surfaces, right? Glass, plastics, your rims, your paint, whatever. It's totally safe. So I thought that was a very, very cool way to boost the protection of your existing protection, add a bit of that extra slickness, that gloss, that pop, and the hydrophobic properties in a very quick and efficient way. So the next product in the lineup, another one that people don't necessarily know what to do for other than what its initial intentions are, and this is Gyeon Preserve. This is basically a water-based plastics dressing and trim conditioner that has anti-static properties, but also UV protection. So it can be diluted either 1 part to 1 part, so 50-50, or up to 1 to 5. You can use this both inside and out of the vehicle, but mainly I think people use this for interior type dressings because of the UV protection, the anti-static properties. But But one cool thing that Eve shared is when you're done detailing your vehicle, right? So you fully wash your vehicle, you dried it out, and then you want to apply a tire dressing, right, to make the wheels pop. Well, another thing that we also a lot of times forget to address are the inner fender wells. So those wheel arches, right, those black plastics, if they're grayish or kind of not that good looking, well, it won't make the detail job look amazing, right? And the wheels won't pop as much. So what you can do, you're going to put a 1-to-1 dilution in a spray bottle. So 50-50 mix. Ideally use distilled or demineralized water when you're doing your dilutions. It's always better. So dilute 50-50 with water and preserve, and then you have a product that you can spray on. So a few light mists on your interior wheel arches, and then if you have an air compressor, you're just going to use your little blowout gun to blow out, or a tornador, for example. You're just going to blow out that, so it's going to go into the cracks and crevices. So in just a few seconds, you're going to spread that product in, and of course through all the nooks and crannies, and that's it. You don't even have to wipe with a microfiber towel. You can if you want to wipe any excess that's there, but with that little air compressor tool, man, that looks pretty awesome. So I thought that was another fantastic way to use this kind of product. Of course, don't expect the usual durability out of this. So normally this will last up to 3 months when you use this on your interior surfaces. But of course for your wheel arches, it's diluted, and also, it's going to be exposed more to weather. So this could be a few weeks at tops. But again, this is just an easy way. You're spraying, you're blow drying or blowing that in or onto the surface and onto all the nooks and crannies. And that's it. In a matter of seconds, you have that nice, like reconditioned type plastics, and it's going to make your wheels pop even more. If you tried this, or if you do plan on trying this, let me know how it worked for you. I think it's pretty awesome. And so, yeah, I think it's going to be an awesome way to use the Gyeon Preserve. Also, when we're talking about restoration, though, this is not meant for super heavily oxidized and faded trim. This is only meant for plastics in good condition or with some light fading on them. So this is Gyeon Preserve. So next, we were talking about tire dressings, right? It's always important to make your tires pop. At the end of any detailing session, I always apply a dressing to give it that final touch. Customers absolutely love that. And one that is very easy to apply and that I've featured before is the Q2M Tire Express. So they also have the regular tire, which is SiO2, so that's more of their long-term durability type dressing. And by the way, for that one, the best way to have the longest durability once you applied it is to use a hair dryer and heat gun to heat the surface and to have it penetrate. That's how you're going to get the longest durability. So for Tire Express, they actually recommend applying this on a wet surface. So you washed your entire vehicle, of course you clean the wheels and tires, the vehicle is rinsed down. While you're doing the rest of the paint work, that's done, you're blow drying it off or using a microfiber towel, whatever it may be. And then when it's time for the tires still wet, you're going to apply it on your applicator on the wet tire itself. You're going to do the rounds with your applicator. That's it. It's going to self-level. It's going to be dry to the touch once it dries, and that's pretty much it. But the cool thing, if you're looking at it from the side, they say it provides a natural satin look and repels dirt. So all they talk about is the use on tires, but what Eve shared with this one is you can use this on your rubber seals. So you know your doors, those door shuts, inside you have a rubber seal, right, for the doors, or rubber gaskets. You can apply a little bit of this either on your glove. Always wear nitrile gloves when you're detailing, by the way. You don't want your chemicals on your hands, or on a microfiber towel, but just a small amount. And you're going to apply the Tire Express on the rubber seals themselves as well. So it's going to help keep the rubber supple, especially if you're like me in Canadian winters that are absolutely harsh and can go into super freezing winter temperatures. Well, sometimes those gaskets or those rubber door seals can keep the door frozen shut. So this helps to prevent that. It's going to keep the rubber supple. It's also going to fight off a bit of that moisture, and it really does help to kind of rejuvenate and protect at the same time that rubber trim. So I thought that was a pretty cool, another alternate use, right, for a product that you thought was only for tires. Now you can use for your rubber seals as well. Now on your tires, don't expect great durability out of this. This is 1 to 2 weeks or a few washes. That's pretty much it. This is meant kind of more of a topper or something you quickly add at the end to make your tires pop. Now, a little tip and trick about Glass Plus. So I've had a dedicated video on this if you want to check it out, a full review and application demo. So their regular glass is a glass cleaner. Glass Plus here adds hydrophobic protection to that glass cleaner. So it's basically a 2-in-1. It can spray and add repellency onto your glass. So To do this, one of the tricks that Eve shared is some people do the mistake of applying on a dry surface. They might get a bit of that hazing and it's a bit more difficult to remove. So basically apply this on a wet surface. When you're done washing your entire vehicle, you fully rinsed it down. It's time, of course, to dry your paint as you normally would, either a microfiber towel or a car dryer, leaf blower, whatever it may be. But leave your glass surfaces wet if you plan on using this. And you're going to use a 2-towel method. So you would spray this directly onto your short pile glass towel or a short pile towel, not something that's very, very long fibers or very plush. You don't want to use that on glass. So you're going to spray directly on the towel itself, then go on your wet surface, lightly wipe, top down, left and right, however you want to apply it, and then take your second clean and dry towel and buff to a high shine, and that is it. You're going to get many, many weeks of hydrophobic properties on this, and this can be used, by the way, also as a topper if you already have a glass coating. So a lot of people say, can I use this on top of my existing long-term durability coating that I already have on my windshield or on my glass? Yes, absolutely. This is compatible with that kind of stuff. So it's going to make your glass not only slick, but it's going to give that hydrophobic properties. So Glass Plus, don't sleep on this, but yeah, the tip and trick, apply it on a wet surface. So now we were talking about long-term windshield or glass protection, right? For the exterior of your vehicle. You want those hydrophobic properties to work for you to increase clarity and visibility. So that hydrophobic protection is basically going to make water bead up and of course fly off the windshield as soon as you're usually at speeds over 30 to 35 miles an hour when you're driving on the highway or on road. So you're going to need wind to kind of evacuate the water. So what that does is it prevents water from pooling up and just laying in that flat sheet. That's how it would be on an unprotected windshield. So when you do have a glass specific coating, well, that hydrophobic protection once again is going to bead off the water and shed it off very quickly, and that's why you're increasing your visibility. Now there's a quick pro tip. Now they released their new View EVO update. So this here has a different formulation for the 2-part protection that you're using, but even easier to apply than before. And the important tip and trick that Eve wanted to share is inside the package, you're getting 2 bottles. So the first one is the glass polish, and the second one is the actual coating itself, and it's called Repel. So before, I think they had a 2-part system that was called Cleanse and Repel. This is a bit different now. So the polish itself, Eve's tips is that people often say, oh, you know what, the windshield's in good condition, I'm going to skip this. Do not skip. Why? This acts as a foundation layer or as a primer for a better bonding of the second step, which is this one, the Gyeon Repel. So you're going to first clean your vehicle. It's important to work on a clean surface. You can clay your glass, because don't forget, glass when viewed through a microscope is a porous surface, meaning it has hills and valleys, and there's contamination that can accumulate in there, just like on your car's clear coat. So you're going to decontaminate the glass to make sure that's super clean. And then what you could do is, well, you can use an IPA to wipe down the surface, so isopropyl alcohol mix, or something like this, Gyeon Prep. That's a paint prep spray, same as we would use on paint before applying a coating to remove polishing oils and residue. You can use this on your glass. So that's you're getting a mechanical decontamination and chemical decon. But the glass polish now, you're going to use a polishing pad or a glass pad if you want, or you can use the manual applicator. So they have a little applicator that comes inside the kit as well if you want to apply by hand. So you're going to polish the glass itself, and it's very important to follow the instructions. So once you're done cleaning the vehicle, you might have used, of course, clay and prep. Once you're done with the prep stage, leave your glass to dry for 30 minutes. So that's one of Eve's pro tips, is let the car dry, especially the windshield. You don't want any moisture on the glass before you start using the View kit. So let the vehicle dry for an extra 30 minutes on there. And then you're going to do a 3-layer setup. So you're going to do the glass polish itself. So when you're done using the glass polish, when you're doing your final wipe, you're going to use either the glass cleaner or the prep from Gyeon. So again, to remove any leftover polishing oils. And don't worry, it's not going to remove the bonding agents from this. That's what it was made for. And then you're going to wait 30 minutes for the moisture to evaporate off the glass. And then you're ready to start applying 3 layers of Repel. So they recommend 2, but Eve's pro tip is to actually apply 3 layers, and you're not removing the layers in between themselves. So you're applying your first layer of Repel, and then you're going to wait 30 minutes. Then then you're going to apply, between layers, just let me make sure I'm not saying anything stupid here. Okay, you're going to apply Repel. So yeah, you're working in circular motion when you're applying the Repel coating itself. You're going to wait 15 minutes. Don't wipe anything off. Apply the second layer on top, wait another 15 minutes, and then apply a third layer on top. So you're just stacking one layer on top of each other. It's gonna make the final buff a lot easier. So once you're done with your third layer, now you're gonna wait 30 minutes before wiping off. And to wipe off, another one of the quick pro tips from Eve is you're going to take a glass towel. You're going to spray a little bit of glass cleaner, like Gyeon glass, on the towel itself. And then you're going to wipe. You're going to see how easy this will be to buff off. And that is it. No water or rain on the glass for a few hours after the application. And that's it. And you can even apply Repel either to a small applicator or to a microfiber towel and wipe your windshield wipers. So wipe the wipers too while you're applying this, and it's going to help to make those protected and hydrophobic as well. And you should not get any glass or wiper judder, right? The wiper skidding on this, you should not get that if you apply it correctly. So just to resume once again, clean your entire vehicle. Make sure that you fully rinsed it out. You dry the vehicle, then you can go ahead and of course clay the glass to remove any embedded contamination. Then you're going to start using the Repel and glass polish. So first, the glass polish, you're going to apply this either by hand with a supplied applicator or with a soft polishing pad or a glass pad. You're very important to be very diligent in your application of this, because don't forget, this is your base layer or your foundation layer. It's going to act like a primer for the Repel that you're going to apply. Once you're done applying polish, you're going to do the final wipe. You're going to use either the Prep from Gyeon or a glass cleaner if you want to remove any of those leftover oils. Again, don't worry, the rest of the bonding agents will still be there. You're going to wait 30 minutes for any moisture to fully evaporate, and then you apply the Repel, this one here, so that's the coating itself. 3 layers in circular motion. So you apply the first layer, wait 15 minutes, apply the second layer directly on top, wait another 15 minutes, apply the third layer, and then you're going to wait 30 minutes, and you're going to wipe clean with a bit of glass cleaner on your microfiber towel. You wipe, and that is it. Don't forget to apply some on your wipers. And yeah, let me know if you have the experience with the product. It is absolutely crazy. So tip number 7, last but not least, as we say, this involves Gyeon primer. So I think the main thing that Eve wanted to highlight about this one is people don't really know what these are, right? So they're looking at primer. Is it a polish? What kind of primer? Like, am I getting more durability out of the coating? So it's not as much durability, but what you're doing is you're laying down a foundation layer on top of your painted surfaces to make sure the coating has a good surface to grab onto. So this removes the guesswork of any polishes or incompatible oils or fillers that might be in other polishes that you might be using and you're not sure if you fully removed the oils with the IPA or the paint prep spray after you're done. Well, you can remove the guesswork. Your final polish stage can be done with this and a light polishing pad. You're going to use very low speeds on your machine polisher, medium pressure, not more than that. Take your time, you know the trick, up and down, left and right, do your passes, inspect your work after you use primer. This has, as you can see here, so not much cut. It's going to cut a little bit, but its main purpose here is ultimate finish. So this is a very, very glossy type product on your surface, like a finishing polish should be, right? Because this is the refining stage. So by the way, that's how you get the most gloss, right, out of a product. It's not by out of paint. It's not by adding your paint protection. Yes, those help boost gloss units a bit, but for the biggest increase in amount of measurable gloss units by a gloss meter, it is by paint correction. You're making that paint leveled and true, free of any defects, swirls, scratches, anything that can make the light bounce and refract or reflect in different ways. So when you're getting that paint flat, again, the light reflection is perfect. You're increasing the depth, the clarity, and the gloss. That's how you get the majority of your increase in gloss. So you can do a cutting stage and a polishing stage, or if you only have some very light minor scratches and swirls, just go to the polishing stage, up to you to decide. But this should be your final step. So when you're going to use this, once again, it's going to give that super glossy surface. This is an SiO2 based product, by the way. So this lays down your foundation coat because of that silica content. So it creates kind of a layer to attract the next SiO2 or whatever paint coating you're going to apply, especially from the Gyeon line. So the two can interlock together, and that's how you're going to ensure you're going to get the maximum durability out of your coating as well. So once you're going to apply this, you're going to wait 15 to 20 minutes and then do a light wipe down to remove the excess. So you're going to buff it off. Then you have two options. So you can either wait 24 hours and then directly apply your coating without having to do the IPA wipe or paint prep spray. Or once you're done using this, again, you wait those 15 to 20 minutes, you buff it off. And then if you want to coat immediately after, then you would take something like Gyeon Prep or your IPA to wipe the surface free of any of those oils, and then you can apply your coating on there directly. So those are the tips and tricks for those who want to make sure that the final step is super compatible with their Gyeon coating. You should really try something like this Gyeon primer. You can get it in a small bottle if you just want to test it out, or you're only doing one vehicle. So this 120 ml, or they have bigger sizes as well if you're a more professional setting and you're using this a lot. So I'm going to leave the links again to all of these in the description under the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see more videos like this, maybe perhaps from other brands, let me know which brands would you want me to interview the people on and ask them these kind of off-label uses or cool tips and tricks that people might not know. Drop them in the comment section under the video. Share this video with family and friends. This really helps to increase the reach of the channel. And thanks for being there. Thanks for watching. And in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you on the next one.